This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now one of the best sources nationally for CBD products via their new platform at easewellness.com. Everyone at Ease hopes you have a great Thanksgiving break and reminds you that they are there for you today to stock up for the holiday. If you're lucky enough to live in a part of California where Ease is active, then you are less than an hour away from taking delivery through Ease. And if you aren't in California but do live in one of the 41 states eligible to order CBD products from easewellness.com, then you'll be seeing those products show up in your mail in just 4 to 6 business days. If you've been thinking about trying CBD products or have just been looking for a trusted, reputable source, then you just need to open up easewellness.com today with Ease spelled E-A-Z-E, where you can browse their collection of CBD topicals, vape pens, edibles, and even concentrates. And for you Golden Staters, ease.com has you covered. Find out how easy Ease makes legal cannabis delivery by visiting ease.com and easewellness.com today. Thanks to everyone at Ease for supporting today's news. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Wednesday, November 21st, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 614 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story as we head into the Turkey Day break is a big 180-degree turn in positioning for Massachusetts Congressman Joseph Kennedy III on the issue of marijuana legalization. Congressman Kennedy is a member of the Kennedy political dynasty and counts as a family member of former Congressman Patrick Kennedy, better known in our world as the founder of the prohibitionist group Project SAM. Congressman Joseph Kennedy III hasn't been much better than his prohibitionist cousin Pat over the years, but in an essay just published online, Kennedy III called for the federal government to legalize marijuana, saying he's changed his mind over the issue after having, quote, countless conversations with people on both sides, unquote. This is mainly a big symbolic win for marijuana, but it's never a bad idea to have a seated congressman on your side. Swing over to the Hill to read more and for a click through to Kennedy's essay. The Financial Post grabs our second top story in this last show ahead of the holiday break with a story about legal marijuana investors and entrepreneurs from Canada who were turned away from entering the United States last week because they were flying in to attend the Marijuana Business Daily Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've touched on this storyline a bunch of times in the past year or so as U.S. border agents have stated that anyone entering the United States for the purpose of engaging in state legal marijuana business will be denied entry and hit with a lifetime ban. According to the Financial Post's story, that happened last week to at least 12 Canadians. Read this story and get a handle on the details. It's one of the more ridiculous things about federally illegal marijuana. We end today's top stories with a slightly more uplifting story out of Canada, this time from the New York Times, which wrote a good longer-form piece about the new freedoms enjoyed by Canada's scientific community in studying marijuana and all its various aspects. Regular listeners should have a good idea of the logistical roadblocks that exists for any American academic wanting to do scientific research on marijuana, which has had an obviously deleterious effect on our understanding of cannabis. Now that marijuana is legal on the federal level in Canada, though, the handcuffs that had previously existed for Canadian researchers have melted away, leaving them free to pursue lines of study that used to be closed down. This should end up benefiting American companies, markets, and consumers eventually, but our neighbors to the north are getting a decent head start on things. Another good story to read in full today. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now also a top national provider of professionally curated CBD products. If you've been following the development of the CBD market over the last few years, you know that things can get kind of confusing when it comes to CBD products. That's why it's so nice that Ease is spending time and energy on building their new wellness platform, taking the guesswork out of choosing top quality CBD products. When you buy something off easewellness.com, which gets delivered to 41 U.S. states, you know you're getting exactly what you pay for. If that kind of thing is important to you, then you're going to love being a customer of Ease Wellness. Dip into the new world of CBD for yourself by swinging over to easewellness.com, with ease spelled E-A-Z-E. And as always, Californians just need to find their way to ease.com to get their own orders in. With California orders landing within the hour and national orders within the week, it couldn't be easier to get legal cannabis than with Ease. One more time, you just need to open up ease.com and easewellness.com. Thanks again to Ease for all their support. All right, time for the Blitz. The Associated Press is reporting on recent numbers just released by the state of Oregon, showing big jumps in the amount of legal marijuana sold in the state as a glut of supply has pushed prices down to rock bottom levels, in some cases with eighths of flower selling for less than $10 each. Those low prices have drawn in consumers by the score, which contributed to the $543 million in sales estimated for adult use shops this year in Oregon, netting an equally large tax haul for the state. Last year, legal marijuana sales taxes pulled in around $70 million, whereas this year it will be closer to $90 million. Marijuana Moment's Kyle Yeager has a good story up about 3 incoming Democratic Congressional Committee chairs who are proving to be a little more open to the idea of marijuana reform than their obstructionist opponents on the other side of the aisle. The House GOP made it a general policy to not advance any progressive cannabis policy reforms for as long as they've been in charge. But following this month's electoral blue wave, that situation will change once power is handed off to the Democrats in January. Open up Kyle's story for specifics. According to a new poll out of Canada, 40% of respondents who have consumed cannabis sometime in the last year admit to driving while high. Of that group, about the same percentage say they've done so in the last month or so since adult use legalization flipped over. And yet, we haven't seen any carnage on Canadian carriageways. Maybe it's time we rethink the overly easy proposition that driving under the influence of cannabis is actually a big problem. At least the data suggests we do. Popping back up to Oregon for a headline, we have a recommendation that the state consolidate the powers to oversee its legal cannabis industry to one agency, instead of the 3 that currently control different parts of the market. As it stands now, legal cannabis in Oregon is regulated by the Oregon Health Authority, the Oregon Liquor Control Commission, and the Oregon Department of Agriculture. A report issued last week by the Oregon Cannabis Commission suggests that things would run more smoothly if just one state agency oversaw the whole pie. Probably a good one to read in full if you're involved in Oregon. Next month in New York City, a conference is being held focusing on the intersection of legal marijuana and journalism. Quick bit of disclosure on this one. I'm an invited speaker to this event and will be leading a panel discussing the use of podcasting to cover cannabis news. But even so, I think it's a newsworthy event as a number of mainstream media outlets will be attending. The Cannabis Media Summit is being held all day on Friday, December 7th in Times Square, New York City. Open up Green Market Report for more details and for information on how to register to attend. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. California-based cannabis company Harborside just closed on a Series B funding round of around $26 million, which it will use to expand its retail footprint and its vertically integrated cultivation and processing abilities. And finally for today, Leafly put together a great collection of photos and anecdotes and observations from yesterday's opening day of legal marijuana adult use sales in Massachusetts. In a day full of good ones to dive into fully, I'd added this one in. From all reports, things went remarkably smooth in the Bay State in its first day of legal adult use sales. Nice work to everyone involved in that effort. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again following the holiday break with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, send us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving spent with family and full bellies of good food. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the lesser strengths of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.